You're what before we start?
Claim.
Oh, no, we can work that out as we
Okay,
talk.
no problem. Thank
So what's your name? Just first name.
you. Jeric, Jeric.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
You guys been giving out puzzles yet?
Yes, certain convos. I will be doing a class on the setup, or well, I mean, not so much a class, not like I'm trying to teach my setup, other than yes, I'm happy to. I'm going to give a tour of my studio bag and all the setup. Okay. Hi, Jeric.
Hey.
Are you familiar with street epistemology? Is this like your first exposure to it?
Yes, sir. This is
Yep.
my first exposure to it.
Cool. So what we do is ask you about a belief,
Mhm.
something that affects your behavior. Could be trivial if you want, but something that matters to you at all. And then we just go down the road of like how reasons you believe it, what authorities you accept, what kind of data would move your confidence, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So tell me a claim. Do you have a claim?
Yes, I do. Oh, so basically, I'm a vegetarian.
Okay.
Vegetarianism and the importance of eating healthy.
Uh-huh. My husband's a vegetarian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My wife will tell you that. That's a distraction. Anyway. Okay, so tell me about the importance of vegetarian.
Well, being a vegetarian, was my choice because, I love animals. And when I was in school, one day we watched this video about animal cruelty and how they, just slaughter them
Hmm.
and drain them and everything. And so basically, since December the 23rd, 2013,
Hmm.
is how long I've been a vegetarian. And since then, I lost a lot of weight. And
Mm.
then I gained some back because I wasn't eating healthy. That's where the healthy part
Hmm.
come in.
Yeah, because beer and French fries are vegan, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so you can be unhealthy vegan.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
So you just have to feed your body. At the end of the day, what you digest is what fuels your body.
Hmm. Okay, so what you digest fuels your body. Um, is it is a person a better person for being vegetarian? Is there a moral component to this?
No, it's a choice, but what you eat from the earth, like as far as plants, can be more healthier because if you eat like a big steak, it may take longer to digest. And you say, okay, let's go out to eat for dinner. We're gonna have steak, asparagus, potatoes, and
Okay.
then salmon. Once you digest that, you might feel heavy, and it takes a while for it to digest in your stomach and everything.
Somebody in the room asks, should everyone be vegetarian?
I mean, it would be great, but it's a choice, of how you eat. I chose to eat it because, I chose to be a vegetarian because I love animals and I just wanted to eat more from the earth. But
Hmm.
if you eat chicken and everything, that's not bad. It's your choice. But if you eat more healthier, that may, determine your health
Hmm.
problems and everything like that.
Somebody else asks, vegetarian or vegan?
So I'm a vegetarian, so I eat eggs and cheese, but
Hmm.
the eggs and cheese I eat is basically cage free,
Okay.
meaning the chickens roam free.
Right.
So I'm starting to be a vegan, eating no dairy, no cheese and everything like that, eating
Hmm.
more like from the earth, like as far as nuts, trees, and just
Hmm.
plain raw vegetables and fruit.
We brought some cheese and we brought some nuts. We were welcome to share. We are happy to share with you.
Oh shit, thanks.
Somebody else asks, is everything from the earth good to eat?
It can and it cannot be. It's just, certain things from the earth you can and you can't eat because you can't just go around and say, hey, I'm gonna eat this grass. You have to find out what your body needs and what
Hmm.
you need to digest to fuel you. So basically, like, I'm on a meal plan and everything like that. What I'm eating is helping me lose weight and it's helping me fuel my body. So you just have to find out what your body needs and what your
Mm.
body needs to go off of.
So I'm hearing two different um, sets of reasons. one is about health and what's best for the individual of the body, your digestion, your metabolic rate. And the other one is, like you were saying, cage-free and that kind of thing. Which, do you think that eggs from a cage-free hen are different in any way from eggs from not a cage-free hen? Do you think the eggs themselves are different? One would be more healthy, or is there like a karmic
I
thing
get
to
your
it?
question. So I say cage-free eggs because being caged, the chicken would be entrapped and not being able to roam free and still live their life. So I choose cage-free eggs. So
Hmm.
the animal is still free and out in the open, still living their life instead of being entrapped.
Yeah,
That's why I do cage-free eggs.
yeah, I hear you. People who are used to my channel often find uh, uh, I have pet chickens.
Oh, really?
I have little bantam pet chickens. They're so
Oh.
cute, and they will interrupt my shows sometimes when I'm there, and I can't stand to put them in a cage. It feels so bad.
Oh,
They get
so
the run of the cabin.
I get what you're saying. So
Yeah.
to pick back off of that, cage free meaning not a cage, but I'm not sure they can see behind you.
The boat, things like that. And mostly I've got them trained to not leave the boat. I don't actually have to close the doors, things like that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, audio, and it's back. Okay, good, good. There was a audio, but we're back.
Okay.
Good, good. The people in the live show text are telling me things, so
Okay.
that's a good thing. All right. So I'm hearing the two reasons,
Mm-hmm.
and would you say that the reason to go vegetarian is primarily a health thing, but the reason to maybe go from vegetarian to vegan might be a kindness to animals question, or do you think the vegan thing a health question?
So it's health because I did vegetarianism, being a
Hmm.
vegetarian to be healthy. So if I be a vegan, I'll be healthier instead of eating, processed foods, like for example, French fries, that's vegan, but like raw certain vegetables that's not fried and
Yeah,
fried in grease with all these chemicals, eating like raw vegetables, just salads, nuts and everything,
yeah.
more healthier like that.
Okay. So, and you were saying that it's quite possible to be unhealthy doing vegetarian. So that's not like a panacea. That's not like, oh, if I'm vegetarian, I'm going to be fine.
It de-
It's more like there's a good vegetarian diet that's good and healthy
Mhm.
there. Is there a good, healthy, and equally healthy non-vegetarian diet?
Well, it depends on what you're eating because I can have carbs some days. If you overeat a certain thing, it's going to be higher levels of that in your blood and
Sure.
your body. And then that can cause weight gain, weight loss. If you eat, let's say flour, wheat flour and an egg replacement,
Hmm.
and you eat a lot of that daily, all of that bread, you're going to gain weight,
Yeah.
but you're still a vegan, so it's unhealthy. Now if you eat,
Sure.
let's say, a small piece of it daily with some fruits, vegetables, and something with lots of fiber and protein, that can cause your body, just to have a steady flow of what it needs, fuel.
Okay. So somebody asks if it could be proven to your satisfaction that plants feel more pain than animals. Oh, uh, okay. This is from out of left field. If
Hmm.
we're imagining that plants could feel pain, would that change your mind? Would that
Good,
shift you one way or the other?
good question, but I don't necessarily believe that they can because you planting a seed and letting it grow in the soil,
Hmm.
it doesn't have a brain and all of that, the body
Yeah.
part that it would need to feel pain. So
If I was considering that plants could feel pain, I might still have to eat the plants because if I'm eating an animal, isn't that 3 to 10 times more plants that had to get eaten in order for me to eat the animal? Because there's a concentration that's required.
Oh, I see what
It
you mean.
losses. So I'm actually thinking that even if plants could feel pain, I think that still would lead me to vegetarian if I thought that was the case. Whether or not animals could, because anyway, that's okay. Oh no, not a dumb question at all. Somebody says, no, it's a good question. Perfect good question. So what convinced you that vegetarian initially was a better choice?
So in school, it was like social studies. We watched this Netflix documentary,
Okay.
and they had how this lady, her son ate like this chicken nugget or something from McDonald's,
Uh-huh.
and he actually passed away because it had some type of germ from an animal. That's one reason, and the second reason is go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. I was just understanding. So he got contaminated chicken nugget.
Yeah, he passed away from that. And the other reason is, I go to farms, and the farm I went to, it was nice, but I seen some videos where, they have the cows all bunched up, holes in the stomach.
Yeah.
You have all of these maggots and very unhealthy all over the place. And that's what they're slaughtering these animals, so-called washing them, and then you taking it home, cooking it for your family.
Yeah.
Then you might get sick. You might not get sick today, but down the line, if you keep doing that and doing that, it's gonna, be in your bloodstream and your genetics, and your body isn't gonna be as good as it needs to be.
Okay. All right. So I think I'm hearing from your time frame that you were convinced in December
2013.
December 13. And has your confidence in the idea that vegetarianism is a good idea risen over that time?
It's risen, significantly over the last few months, because recently I was just in Kiowa Island in Charleston, South Carolina. That's a private island.
Okay.
And, one of our teammates, she cooked, nothing but vegan food. And, we kept hearing everybody, oh, I feel amazing. Everybody just feeling so amazing after they ate, because it just was vegan food, and that's what's convincing me, by 2021, gravitate more towards being a vegan versus, vegetarian, eating, all these processed foods with eggs and cheese, because I just am starting to learn more and more about it as I go down this journey. Eggs are okay, but to eat too many, you can have high cholesterol and all of this bad stuff and mucus and all that.
Okay. So it seems like your initial thing was a documentary in school.
It still is.
And yeah, that's where your initial confidence came from. And then it got risen by your own personal experience. And then maybe further education about the effects of things like eggs and that sort of thing. Okay. What is your confidence? If I were to say, no, I eat nothing but meat, and I think that's the best for everybody, versus, wow, I think vegetarianism is just the best possible thing for all people, kind of thing. Where would you find yourself on that scale?
I would say 100, because I won't do something that I don't 100% believe in. What's best for me.
What if you had just the tiniest sliver? Would you not, if you had just a tiny sliver of doubt, would that keep you from choosing a vegetarian diet if you were almost all the way sure, but not perfectly sure?
Well, I would still be 100%, because, I don't let doubt enter my mind. I just, keep it positive and staying focused on like my health and what I need to accomplish by being a vegetarian.
So a couple of months ago, I interviewed a fellow who's a meatitarian, if you will. He's a carnivore. Travis Statham. You can look it up if you want.
Okay.
And I'm telling them because it's an interview that's on this channel.
Okay.
And his point was that, well, he had a lot to say, that, and for him, he was very confident also in his thing. Should he doubt his confidence?
No, I mean, if you believe in something, go for it. But it depends on you and like, what are you trying to accomplish by being a carnivore? Carnivore.
Uh-huh.
What are you trying to accomplish by being a pescatarian, vegan, and all of the
Right.
above?
Right.
It just depends on what you're trying to do. You can eat meat and be healthy, but my case was because of the animals and all of that. He
Okay.
probably sees that as differently.
Um, I don't know what he sees in terms of animal welfare in the question. That was not part of our interview, so I
Okay.
don't know his position on that question. Um, hmm. Okay, so you don't let doubt in. Is that the case in most of your life?
Yes, because you never should second guess yourself because if you have a set goal or whatever it is you want to accomplish, stay focused on that and
Okay.
and you'll get to where it is you need to be.
See that Tic Tacs in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a box of candies in front of you. You can show the people if you want. Would you agree it's true that there is either an odd or an even number of candies in the box?
Well, it depends.
I'm not asking you to count it.
Oh,
It's like, could it be any other way other than there's an odd number or there's an even number?
so you're asking me to pick?
No, I'm asking you to. So imagine that Kimberly says,
Mm-hmm.
and notably, we haven't opened the box, we have not counted. That Kimberly says it's even, and I say, oh no, you're wrong. It's odd. Are one of us wrong?
I mean, it's always a wrong and a right way. It's just what it is that you have learned about odd and even. Just by going. Can you
Sure,
repeat the question again?
sure. Would you, if Kimberly says there's an odd number,
Mm-hmm.
and if I get the backwards, it doesn't matter. She says it's an odd number. I say no, you're wrong. It's even. Now neither of us have counted. Are one of us wrong?
Well, technically, yes, and I say that because it depends. Well, once you count it, you would know, but if you're guessing, that's a 50% chance. So,
Okay, so my honest position is I can't know, right?
yeah,
And I think that's what you're saying
yeah.
is that I'm wrong for asserting that I know, and I'm also probably I'm a 50-50 chance of being right or not.
So, you're not wrong. Well, you're not wrong because you're guessing. You would be wrong after, it's counted and that the last result of it.
Hmm. Someone in the chat asks, is there ever a situation where you should second guess yourself?
That's a good question. So, not to get spiritually or anything like that, but if you're ever going somewhere and you get this, it's not even spiritually. You ever going somewhere doing something, you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that. You just get this feeling in your gut.
Okay.
You should trust it because that can stop you from happening. Like a long time ago in like middle school, had a few friends and like a cousin who wanted to go like to a trip somewhere. I don't know all the details, but now I was like, no, I don't want to go. And come to find out, they got into a bad accident, but they still lived. But I just had a gut feeling of not to go, and I trusted myself and my intuition.
Okay. There's a question. Did you second guess yourself when you let your opinion change after watching the film in 2013? Because before that, before December of 2013, I assume you were macking down hamburgers and enjoying them. And you changed your mind.
Yes.
Did you second guess yourself in that? And was that a good second guessing?
Well, I would say I second guessed myself because I wasn't educated about what was going on with these animals and, the importance of eating healthy. A lot of people just come from, you eat food, you go to bed and all this stuff. They don't really know the portions of what you need, what it takes to have a healthy digestive system.
Okay, so you became better informed, and that's not like second guessing, that's just learning new things.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine you've got a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to pretend this is a really good teacher,
Hmm.
and they told you a lot of things that you learned, and it was really good, and then they don't come back to the school in the next year, and you find out that during the summer they got actually fired from being a teacher because they lied on a bunch of things. Maybe they faked research or whatever, and they have been discredited. And then should you second guess the things they taught you?
I would say yes, because whenever somebody tells you something, when I used to go to school before I graduated in 2017, I always, did my work in school, go home, look it up, just to get a better understanding of what it is that I'm doing. So, it's always good to do your own research and educate yourself a little bit more, because you might not understand it, and you might understand it, you might just want a little bit more information about what it is you were taught, excuse me.
Okay, so you'd want to second guess that teacher. So
Yeah,
it seems okay to second guess other people.
I mean, if you just say, they would just discredit it, and you're like, well, I thought this, so you just want to be sure.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems like under some circumstances you could have indication that somebody else was wrong, and then it's a good thing to second guess themselves.
If it's proven.
Well, in this case, we don't know whether what they taught you was wrong or not, but there was some proven stuff that would lead you to think, okay, so you could have doubt, but you don't know whether that doubt is well placed or not. It might be they were the math teacher and they taught you the perfect math, and what they were cheating on was social or whatever. So in that case, is there a place where you should second guess yourself because you found out something? Maybe it was this teacher taught you some wrong things, and then if you found those things were wrong, should you second guess the beliefs that you derived from that?
Well, yes, if you found out those were wrong, it's always a right way of doing something and the wrong way of doing something.
So somebody asks, could someone be convinced that they know something and yet still be mistaken?
Well, can you repeat the question again?
Sure. Could someone be convinced that they know something and be wrong about that, be mistaken about the thing they know?
Well, it depends on, where they got the information from, If like, for example, you see these trees are green, in school, we learned that they were green, but you're saying they're blue or whatever. It's just, what you learned and what you grew up on, everything is different. So, it's basically your education about what it is.
Okay. All right. Somebody asks, are you a vegetarian because it's good to trust your gut? I think the answer is yes.
That's a good question. Yeah. And also to go off of that, if you use, your body tells you a lot, from the color of your mucuses when you use the bathroom, the color of, that and all of that. So after you eat, let's say you eat something spicy, something spicy, you drinking milk.
Oh, yellow curry, baby.
You eating all that stuff, right? And then I gotta go to the bathroom, right? And then you blow the bathroom up because of the smells and all that.
Oh yeah.
That goes back to being what you eat, that tells you just ate something bad. Well, the mix was bad and that's why it smells so bad. It all depends on what you eat. Your body gives you signs of everything. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
If I get the yellow curry at the Thai place and my eyelids don't sweat, it ain't hot enough. and if I can't remember it in that special way the next morning, it wasn't hot enough. Okay. Let's see. Hypothetically, what could you learn that would increase your confidence? You're saying you're at 100%, so maybe increase your confidence doesn't make any sense. But let me ask the question, and I'll give you an option. What could you learn that would increase your confidence that vegetarian was a good choice? And since you're already at 100%, maybe the question should be, what better evidence would you like to have to convince her that she should become a vegetarian?
Well, it depends on, let's say her health and what it is she needs. Maybe, let's say for example, she has, diabetes or something.
Uh-huh.
And with I'm not a diabetic, but I have family who are.
Yeah.
If you eat a lot of fried chicken, all of that good soul food,
Mhm.
McDonald's, fried
love fried
food.
Yeah.
And it's meat, that's bad for your body. But now, on the other hand,
I usually choose the baked chicken,
Oh,
but I
really?
love fried chicken. Yes.
okay.
Now you can tell I'm not a vegetarian.
But yeah,
It's probably not going to surprise you.
and then, like, you just have to eat healthy. And so the evidence she was basically, what her body needs, and
Uh-huh.
if she eats healthy, that can boost her immune system, and
Okay.
help kind of heal the medical whatever she has. For example,
Yeah.
help her be better with that, and give her more energy. Like I just said, when we was at Kiowa Island, eating all that vegan stuff, boosted everyone's energy.
Okay. So it would be the experience of eating the food and
Mhm.
having the results you expect to have.
Mhm.
So, all right. So the hypothetical in the other direction,
Mhm.
because that's the one you were probably expecting. What could reduce your confidence that vegetarianism was a good idea?
What can reduce my confidence that it was?
Yeah. What could you learn tomorrow? This doesn't have to be a thing that's true,
Mhm.
but the kind of information that would shift your confidence down, even just a little notch.
Mm, let's see. It's not really decreasing it, but here's an example. I know, like, if you don't read the label, you won't know. I
Uh-huh.
know red dye number 40 is like some type of it's
Carcinogenic?
it's some type of, I don't know, comes from like a bug or something. And a lot of people don't eat that. If you don't
Uh-huh.
educate yourself on what it is, you can kind of find yourself being down. That's why before I eat or drink water, I kind of, find out, hey, what is this I'm eating? What goes in my body is going to affect everywhere. So I'm not sure if that answers your question.
Um, I'm not sure if red dye number 40 addresses the question because I'm not even
I'll
sure
use
if
an
that's vegan or not.
example.
Okay, so if you found something that was in the vegetarian diet normally that was bad for you, but we already know a bunch of those.
Hmm.
We started with fries and beer. Right. Um, so I guess the specific question would be, what kind of information would you think would convince you that one day a week somebody should eat a steak, or one day a week somebody should have a meal with meat?
I mean, I know a lot of
That'd
people
be like
that
the slight switch, right?
I
Slight
know a
shift.
lot of people that do that. If you're dieting or whatever, that can be your cheat day. You have a
Yeah.
little meat. That's your cheat.
Okay.
You're cheating on your vegetarian diet. That can that's what you can do for that.
Okay. What kind of information could you get that would convince you that that was a more healthy choice?
Oh, by eating that steak.
Yeah, to eat a little bit of meat some of the time.
I mean, I'm not doing it, even if I'm convinced that somebody offers me money. But for example, it depends. Like I said, it depends on your body and what your body needs at the end of the day.
Okay. So for some people, it might be a better thing.
Yes,
Okay. Cool.
and on your views and of everything.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate this conversation. Thank you for that. In this, I'm oftentimes trying very careful not to push for an alternate position. So I don't want to hide behind neutrality. You're welcome to ask me any questions you like about my position. I just haven't been talking about my position so far. So you can ask any questions you like.
Okay, so my first question would be, what type of diet are you on? Like, what do you normally eat?
I am pre-diabetic, which means I'm really, really sensitive to fast carbohydrates, and even medium slow carbohydrates can put me in a bad blood sugar situation. As a result, 90% of my calories come from meat.
Okay, with that being said,
I'm very careful to eat some greens, and and the vitamins and a couple other things because I know I'm not getting everything I need in that go. That can be a problem. But almost all of it's coming in from animal products.
So by you eating those animal products, like how does that make you feel like after you normally eat like dinner, how do you feel?
After any particular meal, compared to if I eat a lot of carbohydrates,
Hmm.
I am more calm and less energetic than I would be if I ate a pizza. The problem is for me that that pizza actually like throws me into a bad blood sugar place. And for example, if you handed me a slice of cantaloupe and I ate it, involuntary nap time.
Hmm.
So for me to eat fruit, it's just right out. I can't have any fruit. One orange is too
Much
much.
sugar.
Yeah, I can't deal with the sugar at all. And small fries, no, no, it just make me sick. I mean, sick in the sense involuntary nap kind of sick.
Hmm.
And of course, raising my blood sugar up has longer term effects. So it's not so much that I would feel it, but I'd feel it over the days. If I did a lot of bad things before I discovered what was going on, uh, I actually had part of one of my toes go numb
Oh wow.
from damage from high blood sugar. And I started getting eyesight problems. And that's when I discovered it and figured out what was going on and went, oh shit, I really had to make a big change. And that big change wasn't to go for all meat necessarily, but it was to, I just have to cut carbs out. And the faster the carbs, I had to cut them out the worse and that sort of thing. And eventually I got down to, wow, there's not a lot of not meat that I can eat and just have all I need to glorify myself every day.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I had a family member who used to eat nothing but fruit, healthy.
Uh-huh.
It depends. I know you said some fruits, if you eat certain ones, eat too much sugar,
Yeah.
you just have to find the fruit and the vegetable. Let's say you want to be a vegetarian,
Yep.
but you can't eat fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
You have to find the fruit and the vegetable that'll have the adequate amount of what you need that
Yep.
won't affect your diabetes. It's thousands of different fruits and
Yeah.
everything you can eat. So,
I limit myself because I have to limit the carbs that I do.
oh
So that
yeah,
limits, there's like no vegetables that aren't carbs, right? Uh, so I do green beans, string beans.
those are
I
good.
like those a lot. I do broccoli. I do spinach and salads and stuff like that. I right now, if it's vegetable, it better be green or I don't have any room for it. If
Okay,
it isn't green, it's not nutritionally enough for me to include it in that small part of my diet that I can allow to be carbohydrate.
okay. Here's another question.
Yeah.
So, do you consider a salad healthy,
Uh,
and why?
well, like spinach leaves,
Hmm.
you seem to be pretty good. Iceberg, no. Romaine, probably more than iceberg, probably less than spinach. And then of course, I'm gonna put a can of tuna in my salad, and I'm gonna chop up some ham or something like that in it, and I'm gonna throw cheese in there, stuff like that.
Okay,
I,
and
I might
go
throw
ahead.
some scrambled eggs. Who knows?
Okay, and another thing, salads can be very unhealthy
Oh
in a
yeah,
way because if
the dressings can be all sorts of crazy shit. There's so much sugar in a lot of the dressings.
yeah,
It's like I have this dressing, I have that dressing. Forget all the rest. I can have like a nice ranch. I could have a nice vinegar and oil.
that's what I was getting to.
Yeah, vinegar and oil I can do all day, no problem. I love that stuff. But like Thousand Island, no, can't even touch it.
Too
Can't
much
get where near it.
stuff in it.
Yeah,
So it
I
depends
gotta
on.
read the labels on peanut butter. I mean,
It's good to read the labels on
yeah.
everything.
Hmm.
This all depends on what you put on your salads to make it unhealthy or not.
Yeah, indeed. All right. Well, thank you much for this conversation. I've enjoyed it. I want to offer you one of these squeezy puzzle pieces.
Oh,
This is an
thank you.
obvious bribe to have you come back,
Okay, I will.
and we're going to be back here on Friday.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So can I give him my,
Yes.
information?
Absolutely. And if you'd like, you can even type it. If you've got like information you'd like me to include in the video description, we can type it, and that way I'll keep it for later when I do the editing. This is being live streamed, but I'm also going to cut it up into the individual conversations and put those out as separate videos.
Okay, can I put my Instagram here?
Yeah. So here, just trade sides with me.
Okay.
And I'll wipe the headstones, and you can sit there and type on it.
Okay.